All right. So I want to deal with WMMA right now. I want to start with this fight right here. I have not dealt with this fight yet. Now, it was fight of the night. Fight of the night. And, people love the fight. Potential fight of the year is what some people are saying. And of course, I was satisfied. I was happy that it was a good fight. But I can't help but to speak from, I don't know. I always want to be an armchair coach. I always want to give advice. That's the whole point. And I'm saying, man, the defense, block some of those. This is not going to help you to last in the sport. I mean, it's entertaining, yeah. But I'd like to see these fighters fight for a little while longer. I don't like seeing fighters, and I've been seeing it for decades. Fighters deteriorate overnight, and then suddenly you can't rely on them to be competitive, or even sometimes for a good show, because they've deteriorated. A fight can be entertaining even though you're showing good defense. Oh yes. So aside from that, I always thought Irene was a better striker, but I was never a fan of Carol Rosa. But Carol Rosa sort of won me over. With this fight, she won me over. Like, I'm looking forward to her fights now. Now, again, I don't want the fights to all be like this. Again, because that don't help you with longevity. It's just not healthy. As paying customers, it's in our interest for fighters to be as healthy as possible. As healthy as possible. We prefer if they never, ever got injured, ever. But things happen. But I'm looking forward to Carol Rosa's next fight. Now, I always thought she was boring. I'd never looked forward to a Carol Rosa fight. I always thought she was just boring. But she won me over with this fight, and good fight. Good fight. I still think Aldana is flawed, and I don't think she can be the champion at 135. I don't. I think most people believe that too. Against certain opponents, she'll have problems. She'll have challenges, and that's cool. We'll see if she can improve and overcome them. But historic fight, good fight. Now, somebody left a comment saying that I was one of the people who thought highly of Casey O'Neill. Now, let me just clarify. No, I wasn't. And this person pointed out that I said that if I could train anybody, it would be Casey O'Neill. Now, again, let me clarify what I said. I pointed out that if I was challenged to change a fighter, I believe I could change Casey. I could make more changes with her than I could with other fighters. So if I was challenged or, given that responsibility, who can you make the most drastic changes with as a trainer? It would be Casey O'Neill. Because, like I explained in that video, she does not have good muscularity. That's the basic. You're supposed to have, that's the basic. You're at least supposed to have that as a fighter. And I don't think she has it. I don't think she's made a physical breakthrough. This is what I was explaining on that video. I never thought Casey O'Neill was about to be no top 10 fighter. I've always been highly critical of Casey O'Neill. But I don't know if she would be as, I don't know if she was, how much better she would be if she had good strength. I don't think she got good physical strength, because she does smart things in there. That's just fact. Even against Lipski, she was doing smart things in there. See, look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Just eat all the shots. I mean, block some of them. Irene was trying, but Irene is a mystery to me. She keeps her hands up, but she ends up battered. She does that a lot. But this was a very violent fight. And they showed tremendous grit. Noteworthy, tremendous. That was a grueling fight. And it was hard. People don't understand how hard it is to keep fighting when you all busted up and you're bleeding like that. But Casey O'Neill is weak. Think about it. Ariane Lipski was getting muscled around by Antonina Shevchenko. Think about that for a minute. Against Lipski, it looked like Casey O'Neill was like a girl against a woman. No physical strength at all. I don't think she has none. She's just like a model chick who got on the heavy bag one day. Some simp came over and said, "Hey, you look good," and offered to train her as a fighter, as a way to just stay close to her and probably get her home or something. And then she got all, excited, said, "Oh, I can be a fighter." I don't know about that, man. Don't know about that. Now, she was a ranked fighter, and Lipski was not ranked. And Lipski beat her up all over, everywhere. Everywhere. Standing up and on the ground. Now, I pointed out in the post-fight video that once again, Casey O'Neill landed flush shots, and it barely even disturbed Lipski. I wonder if Lipski even felt it, even knew she got hit at that moment. Same with Jennifer Maia. Just watch. It's slow motion if you have to. When Casey O'Neill lands flush on her opponents, it don't do nothing. Heads don't do that. When Lipski punch you, her opponents don't react like that when she lands flush shots. These are flush shots, Casey O'Neill. I'm not talking about grazing punches. Flush shots. And they don't do nothing. So that's why I said I could make more improvements with Casey O'Neill, because she got a decent fight IQ. Even with Ariane Lipski, like I was about to say, she was doing some smart things in this fight. Lipski, when you attack her, when you strike her, she responds with flurries. Casey O'Neill had a good strategy. She would lead with a power strike or something and immediately throw up her guard to block the flurry counters, and then try to counter Lipski after her flurry. And if she had power, she probably could have landed those shots and got respect from the shots enough to pull that off. Now, excuse me. WMMA rankings is slipping. WMMA rankings is slipping. There's a lot of news that has been going on that they have not updated on their Instagram. Okay? So I can't rely on this. Hey, in this fight, Lauren Murphy, this feels like Lauren Murphy might pull out. Don't be surprised if Lauren Murphy pulls out. Now, I know she's a cowgirl, whatever. But man, anywhere this fight is, you're going to have to feel sorry for Lauren Murphy. Lauren Murphy don't have no serious power as a striker. Not at all. Silva does. Murphy is not that deadly on the ground. Silva is. So you would imagine she's about to go in here and kill Lauren Murphy. Hey, let's hope the referee is on point for this fight. Okay, they're trying to shoot Karine Silva up fast. Silva's a scary chick. And like Suarez. Suarez is a scary chick. Now she's about to fight Amanda Lemos. And I'm going to take, of course, Suarez. Suarez, definitely. Lemos can't deal with them ground fighters. She can't deal with them wrestlers. Can't deal with them. Unless they don't have that much physical strength and skill. I think. I don't even know about that. But some ground fighters have problems trying to muscle Lemos around. But against Wei Li, it was just a wrap. And Wei Li is not... I don't know. I don't know if Wei Li is... Suarez is big. She's big. So I'm taking Suarez over Amanda Lemos. Lemos about to be on a 2-fight losing streak. Now, she might clobber. It's not guaranteed. She might clobber Suarez. Suarez not that... she's not dangerous as a striker at all. Tatiana. Lemos is. You know? Lemos can land some shots that can at least hurt you, if not knock you out. But I'm going to trust that Suarez won't get knocked out. She'll get her hands on Lemos and twist her up. All right. Okay, now, something else I want to deal with here. Since WMMA rankings is slipping, I'm going to have to go to another channel who keeps up with WMMA news. This is the channel of Combo Breaker 99. Again, Combo Breaker 99. That's a channel that stays on top of things. Manon. Now, first of all, Wei Li called out Alexa Grasso. I'm not mad at that. But Manon is right. 125 is very busy. But it's so dead in WMA, especially in UFC. It seems like anything will help them right now. Okay, Wei Li, you want to go to 125? Go on ahead. And this was good stuff. Now look at what, after Wei Li called out Alexa Grasso, this is what Manon said. She said, "What's up, Wei Li? I think you can wait. The line is already busy. Already beat up the girl that kicked your ass. And Alexa Grasso, please don't forget, I was hurt when you got your belt. I was actually ranked number 1 before you. And I deserve my title shot now. I'm ready to fight, even if it means that I have to go to Mexico." Now, Manon is setting herself up. She's been doing this ever since she's been in the UFC. Manon is putting herself out there to be laughed at, to be embarrassed. And you have to do this at some point. If you're a dominant fighter, you can't avoid it. If you're an undefeated fighter and you work your way up, you got to talk like you undefeated, like you can run. You're going to have to. Okay, I just want to point that out. This is not arrogance from Manon, in my opinion. when the fighters get at the top, they feel like, hey, I feel like I got what it takes to get the belt and to keep the belt like that. But Wei could easily respond to this, and she won't, which is too bad. I think Wei could actually get away with trolling these chicks if she wanted to. If she wanted to make things fun, she could get away with trolling these chicks. Wei could easily respond to that and say, okay, you fight Alexa, and then I'll fight you. You see, because my thing is, Wei, you gonna let her talk to you like that? I already beat up the girl that kicked your ass. Manon was getting fresh right there. She was being sarcastic right there. Wei, you gonna let her talk like that? So I'm like, okay, you go ahead and fight Alexa or whoever, because, we don't know who's going to win. This is what I'm saying. Manon has a fight scheduled against Erin Blanchfield. No guarantee she wins that fight. But she's talking like she knows she's about to beat Erin Blanchfield. So if she get whooped by Erin, you got to eat those words. And even if she beats Erin, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But she's talking ahead of her time right now. She got business to take care of. She got Erin Blanchfield problems, as they say. But if Wei go up to 125, hey, 125 is crazy. Rose already gone up there. A former strawweight got the belt. Took it from a former bantamweight who moved down, who everybody thought was the GOAT. Okay, she still got an argument. Shevchenko still got an argument as the best pound-for-pound female fighter. So it's crazy right now at 125. But maybe Wei having problems making the weight. Who knows? And it's another thing with MMA versus boxing. MMA tries to mimic boxing, and it doesn't work. Like, for example, they call their champions undisputed champions. UFC fighters are not undisputed champions. You're undisputed when you beat other champions in the same division. So they basically give a title to the top 5, top 4, top 5 fighters in the division. You can own one of those belts, but champions challenge other champions, and there can be one champion who has all the belts. Also, with MMA, fighters move up like nothing. It's like nothing. In boxing, when fighters move up, it's usually permanently. They're moving up because they cannot make the weight or don't want to make it no more. They got the title, especially after they become the champion. Be like, okay, I did what I wanted to do in this division. I got the belt. Now I'm tired of making this weight. I don't have to make this weight no more. It's hard to make this weight. I'm moving up permanently, and I'll try to become champion there. Well, with the UFC, they bounce back and forth, back and forth. Now, what is Wei going to do? If she beat Alexa Grasso, what is she going to defend both titles? No, that don't work. That don't work, man. You can't be that active. What, you going to fight every 3 months? You going to fight every 3 months? Every 4 months? Defending both belts? Who wants to do that? We need to stop this champ thing in the U.S. It don't work. Y'all, MMA fighters need a lot of recovery time. They need a lot of recovery time. So that just won't work. And here's what Wei. Now look, Dana White liked this call out. If you go to this post, Dana White liked it. So maybe he's the one got in her ear and told her to challenge Alexa Grasso. Maybe they feel like, you know what, at 125 things are not settled, things are not resolved. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. But at this point, I don't care. Because there can't be any structure in the UFC. I feel like they've proven that their formula is chaos. Their formula is chaos. So at this point, it's like, okay, just give me entertainment. I don't care who moves up. Weili, you want to move up to 120? Go ahead. Challenge Grasso. Challenge Manon. Because it's not expected. That's an unexpected fight. That's an interesting fight. Weili against Manon. Or Alexa Grasso. I think that's a bad... I don't think that's a good fight for Weili. Me personally. I don't like that fight for Weili. I'd probably lean towards Grasso to win that fight. So Weili's spazzing out. She's the champion now. She wants the biggest challenges. She don't care about being careful. She figure, why? Why? She probably feel like she can wrestle Alexa Grasso to death. She feel like she can wrestle her to death. She feel like she can wrestle her up. And she wants to go for it. I think it's crazy. So, I mean, it's hard for me to object to that because it's a crazy thing. It's unexpected. Okay, Weili, good job. I have to applaud that. But at the same time, Manon has a point. 125 is crazy right now. Have they even ranked Rose yet? What's going on with the UFC? What's going on? Now, I haven't been here in a long time. Where's Rose? She's not ranked in either division, is she? But she's on the pound for pound list. Am I missing her name? I don't think I am. Okay, that's weird. You can't even rely on... This is how crazy 120... You have a fighter at 125 who said they clearly plan on staying there. That the UFC just hasn't ranked yet. Can't even talk about potential fights. Okay, and this fighter is a former champion. A former 2-time champion. That had a fight against the number 1 ranked flyweight. Pretty good fight. And mysteriously just not ranked yet. Okay. Shevchenko's there. Aaron, I trust Aaron to put on a show. I trust Manon. Even though Manon is getting real point-like, she's not the killer Aaron is. Aaron is more of a killer. She's always working. Aaron's always working. Aaron is kind of crazy. She's crazier than Manon. She's slow. She looks slow. Aaron, everything she throws looks slow. It don't have that great form. But she's convinced it'll work. She's like, no, this slow, raggedy jab works. Watch me land it. And clunk. And she's landing it. And she's throwing a lot of them. Hitting her opponents a lot. I trust her to put on a good show. I trust Manon. That's a crazy fight. Hopefully, nobody pulls out. And the thing is, what's happening at flyweight, the champions or the people who get a title shot, they're going to really have to earn it. You got to earn it. Them putting on a fight between Aaron and Manon is telling you that. Because Shevchenko's not getting a title shot yet. So this is an eliminator between two fighters who really have already earned a title shot. They got to fight another fight before they get a title shot. So right now, 125 is more competitive. More competitive. At strawweight. Fighters are leaving. Fighters are pregnant, inactive, and Weili beat a lot of them already. At that weight, Jan is the next obvious opponent. Everybody thought. So let's deal with that. Because out of nowhere, Weili calls out Grasso when I thought all the stars was aligned for Weili against Jan. Because Suarez is about to fight Lemos. Carla is not back yet. I'm like, okay. Next obvious fight is Jan against Weili. Fight I've been looking forward to. And then Weili comes out, calls out Grasso. Now I heard Jan objected. And I don't blame her. It's like, okay, what do you mean calling out Alexa Grasso? You got business to handle here. But maybe Weili's looking at it like, no, the girl that's ranked above you destroyed you. And that gives me the option to make you wait or make you challenge yourself again, have another fight. I can go handle more established potential opponents. Who knows what's going on? But 125 is more competitive right now. There's a lot more going on. And especially when you include the invisible fighter, Rose Namajunas, in, like, who's she supposed to fight? Who is there for her to fight? When you haven't even ranked her, like, what are you doing? The UFC is, stop trying to be boxing. That's where y'all messing up. UFC is run like a bar. It's run like a bar. Boxing is run more like an organization. It's far more sophisticated than boxing. For example, some of these fighters need a soft touch. Weili, Grasso, I can tell you right now, definitely could use a soft touch right now. Just so they can sharpen their skills and build their confidence. In the UFC, there's no soft touches. It's more grueling on the body and mind. It's far more every fight is a difficult fight. There's no easy fights. Whereas in boxing, especially when you're getting started out, you can get a lot of salt. You can fight people who are taxi drivers. But fighting those fighters are good for you. Helps you build up the fighter. So maybe Weili wants to do as much as possible in as little time as she feels she has. I feel like these UFC fighters have a shorter shelf life. They have a shorter career than boxers. Seems like to me. Generally. Joanna, I think, is permanently retired. How many fights has she had? She's already retired. A bunch of them already retired. They don't have that many fights before they retire. This sport is rough on the body. So, anyway, I'm not going to object to Weili. You want to fight Grasso, I'll watch. But Weili's going to have, no matter who she fights, everybody going to have a hard time holding on that belt. Ain't nothing changed in my mind. I still say the same thing I always said. everybody's going to have a hard time holding on to that belt. And the idea of a champion making multiple title defenses is going to be a thing of the past. You know, and that's when people like Joanna's going to stand out more and more. It'll be as time goes on, if nobody can break these records lingering out here. That's Valentina's record, which is higher than Joanna's. But 5 title defenses at strawweight right now, that seems impossible. That seems impossible. We could go another 10 years, nobody make that many title defenses. Because, you know, the division itself, the UFC in general, is more established now. So we'll see who the first to do it. I think Weili got the tools to do it. And Grasso. Grasso, a tough little well-rounded fighter. She's proven that. I think she beat Shevchenko in that rematch. Again, I told y'all, man. I broke that fight down. I told y'all. I scored that for Grasso. 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, listen, man. People are gonna have to take Grasso seriously. I suspect that Manon and Aaron look at Grasso as easy work, or at least somewhat. They feel like Shevchenko just don't have the style to dominate Alexa Grasso. And she don't. At least not the style that she uses. The way Shevchenko fights, she bring out the best of Grasso. Those calculated fights. No, you got to kind of bully Grasso. But I don't see Grasso making no what's the record at flyweight? This is 6 title defenses. I mean, just to tie it, that's ridiculous. So I'm about to look up the record right now, just so I get all the information right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 at flyweight. 5 at strawweight. And the thing is, if you don't beat those records, the fighters themselves are going to look at it as an underachievement. They'll view it as an achievement that they won the title and made several defenses, of course. But you don't get the icing on the cake. The whole goal is to set a record nobody else can break. Y'all remember Nunes? That was the whole reason she said she hung around, just to set records that she felt nobody was going to break. Because that's the goal of all fighters. That's what you want to, all fighters want to do that. That's the main goal of fighting, is to walk through everybody you fight easily, take the belt, make a bunch of title defenses, never lose, retire with an unbelievable record that nobody even come close to, and retire as the greatest fighter to ever live. That's all fighters' goal. So good luck at 125 trying to match 7 title defenses. I will even say that to make 7 now it'll be more difficult than it was for Shevchenko. Shevchenko, you know, Jessica I was one of her opponents, title defenses. Now, Liz Carmouche, that was a good title defense. You know, Liz above average. Chukagian, that's credible. Shevchenko beat some good fighters. You know, she fought Lauren Murphy. I don't think Lauren Murphy will ever fight for the title again. 7 title defenses now, I don't think will include Lauren Murphy or Jessica or anybody of that caliber. They're all going to be the Chukagian, Karine Silva, Natalia Silva. It's going to be like real nasty fighters with a lot of problems. They give you a lot of problems. You see these fighters coming up here at 125. And the way UFC is managing this division, it's almost certain to shoot up even more difficult fighters to the top. Lipsky even might become a very serious problem. Now, as I thought, Casey O'Neill getting flushed out of here, she's not a real threat. Karine Silva, I think, would break Casey O'Neill's legs and arms like she did that other girl. Excuse me. I think that's a tough fight. I wouldn't be happy about my champion having to defend their title against Karine Silva. I wouldn't be excited about that. And you got Natalia Silva here. This is difficult. And Tracy Cortez. I think she's better than Lauren Murphy. I think she's better than Jessica I. Maybe even Aruja. Macy Barber. I think she's better than a Lauren Murphy. You know. So to make multiple title defenses, man, you're going to have to be far ahead of the pack. I don't see that right now with nobody. Can somebody prove me wrong? Go ahead. And maybe y'all see something that I don't. You know, everybody's pretty topped out. But we'll see what happens. Now, you know, 115 has fizzled out somewhat. Now, I'm excited about this bantamweight title fight coming up here. Silva against Pennington. I'm going to take Silva in this fight, but Pennington could win this fight. She's a big, strong fighter. But Silva seems kind of crazy. And I always lean towards the crazier fighters. I usually do. Not always, usually. Silva seems crazy. Like, legit nuts. And she's a good fighter, Silva. And it'll be crazy if she become the champion. Who would have expected that? And how good will that make Manon look to have beaten the current bantamweight champion the way that she did? Remember, Silva hasn't lost that bantamweight yet. Okay. So that'll be a feather in her cap, in Manon's cap. But, okay, Josiane Nunes. That's all what's going on with Josie? See, I think Josiane Nunes would have killed Julia Avila that night. Man, please. Yeah, what's going on with her? Aside from her, I don't see much going on. Let Nunes fight Misha Tate or something. But bantamweight is not that interesting. 125 is where it's at. That's where everybody want to go there to fight. That's why Weili looking at that division, licking her chops. All right. So good luck with that. And, you know, Suarez, I like her confidence. She thinks she's going to reign supreme. I like that. I like that. I'm happy that Suarez is back and that she's feeling good and confident. Let's see if she can do it. Because you talking about Wei Lee, you know, you just gonna, and maybe even Rose might come back. Who knows? There's some tough fights for Suarez at 115. We'll see if she can, and see if she can stay there. Y'all saw she had one fight at 125. Maybe she gets up there in age, don't feel like making 115 no more, moves up to 125 too. So we'll see. That is all for this live stream.